These are the top 5 Prime Day mechanical keyboard deals. If at any point during the video you want to check out any of the 5 deals in this video, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But let's jump into the number 5 spot, which is the LTC NB681 Nimbleback. Previously $54.99, but today on Prime Day, this keyboard is only $43.99. That is a good discount. Now, this is one of the best keyboards to start modding, but it's also a great keyboard out of the box. This has great build quality, a solid plastic shell on the bottom. It has a removable skirt, so if you want to paint that, spray paint it, and then slap it right back on that keyboard, you can do it in a matter of minutes. You could change the entire color of your keyboard. It has a very solid metal plate, which equates to a solid typing experience. And obviously, this is a 65% layout, so you still get a small form factor, but you have those arrow keys and a few of those multimedia keys, which is really, really cool. Now for connectivity, this uses a USB-C, and when you use the USB-C, you actually get 2 powered USB Type A ports. So if you want to plug your mouse into that, you want to plug your headset into that, you can do that, which is very cool. Now for color options, you can get this in white or you can get this in black. Now, moving on from that, let's talk about switches. You can get these in 3 different switch types, which is red, blue, or brown switches. Reds are gonna be linear, so great for gamers. Blues are gonna be tactile and clicky, so very loud. Few people will like that. And then brown, which is just tactile, which means it has a nice tactile bump in there. Now, I personally prefer on these keyboards, I prefer red switches. So that would be my recommended switch to you. That's what sounds the best and feels the best in my opinion, being a keyboard enthusiast. The stabilizers are also quite good and very good at the Prime Day discount of $43.99. But let's talk about the biggest thing. This is fully hot swappable with 3 and 5 pin switches. At this price point of $43.99 today only, that is a pretty insane price to get a fully hot swappable mechanical keyboard that's actually good out of the box. Out of all the keyboards that I have modded, this is one of the best for beginners getting into modding, and it's just a good keyboard overall out of the box. But let's move on to the number 4 spot. But before we do, I have to tell you one of the best Prime Day discounts for mechanical keyboards is not a mechanical keyboard, but it's actually keycaps. So if you want to get keycaps, listen to this right now. A few of Akko's keycaps, which are very nice keycaps, I love them, you know I do, they are on sale. Their typical price is about 60 bucks, but right now a couple of them are on sale for $34.99, so almost half off. So if you want to get their keycaps, I think there's 4 different colorways. There'll also be linked below to Amazon for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But they've got like the LA colorway, an EVA colorway, a black and pink is also on sale. And then for 30 bucks flat, there is cherry profile in the carbon retro colorway. So if you wanna go pick keycaps up, this is the time to do it. That is a big discount. Links below. Let's move on to the number 4 spot. And that is the Keychron K2. Now this is an OG at this point. This is a great keyboard, but this is also the aluminum keyboard. Now, this has a list price of $94.99. So that's pretty pricey. However, it is on sale for Prime Day at $74.99. That's a pretty dang decent price, actually less than a stock RK84. Now for this, you get a lot. First, this is the aluminum frame. So you get the premium aluminum frame. You have well-tuned stabilizers out of the box. Keycaps are pretty good. They could be better, but that's probably one of the things that you could upgrade. Now this is the version 2, so the updated version of the K2. It has the Redragon G Pro switches, which are actually pretty good. And you have a bunch of the pretty basic switch options there, red, brown, or blue, I think. Yeah, red, brown, or blue. Redragon G Pro switches. They're pretty good. I believe that they're pre-lubed, and they sound quite good. Now, out of the box, this feels like a premium keyboard. It's heavy, it's got a battery, it's got a lot of nice switches, uses attachable USB-C for connection, it's got good dampening inside of it. Out of the box, this is a finished, ready-to-go keyboard. Mac as well as Windows. The RGB is quite good. There's a lot to love about this, but this is not a modding keyboard. You definitely could mod it, but this is really for if you want an out-of-the-box, ready-to-go keyboard that's really good, this is gonna be the one for you. And of a price of $75.99, that's a good time to get in. If you're a Mac user, if you wanna travel with your board, if you want a wireless board, it's a good looking board. It feels premium, it feels well put together. I overall like the board. But again, it's if you want a complete board, maybe the only thing you would do is switch those keycaps out. So $75.99, pretty good price. Links below if you want to check it out. In that number 3 spot, this is the TM680 on Amazon, branded as the GK68, but this is the TM680. It sells for $64.90, but right now on Prime Day, this thing is selling for $51.92. Now, this is a bare bones keyboard kit. If you want to customize your keyboard, get your own switches, get your own Akko keycaps on sale right now, and also a few of the Akko switches are on sale. I'll also link those below under everything. This is a keyboard kit that is one of my favorite keyboard kits ever. It was so much fun to build, it was easy to build, and it overall came out to be a very, very attractive and nice sounding keyboard. For $51.92, it can be shipped to your door pretty dang quickly, and most of these keyboard kits ship from China. So if you're someone that has been wanting to mod a TM680 or customize a TM680 where all you have to do is get switches and keycaps and then mod it however you want, or don't mod it however you want, this is a great time to get it. At $51.92 on Amazon Prime, that is very, very cool. Now, there's not a whole lot other to say about it. It has RGB, it's got RGB on the sides, the left and the right sides behind it. It's got a volume knob, it's a 65% layout, so you have that arrow keys as well as what you would typically have on a 60% keyboard. The overall build quality is very good. When I modded and made my TM680, I was very impressed with the build quality. The fit and finish was quite good. Obviously, it's fully hot swappable, so you can swap any switch in. All you do is just pop it right in. The plate was pretty nice, and after modding, it sounded quite good. But right now, again, $51.92. If you want to mod a custom keyboard, this is a great one to do it at a very good price for Prime Day. But let's move on to the number 2 spot, something that you guys know quite well if you follow this channel, the Royal Kludge RK84. This is a recommendation that I've been recommending for almost over a year now, I think. This is a keyboard that typically retails for $79.99, but today for Prime Day, this is $63.99. So a substantial discount, almost 1/4 off the list price. That is a good deal. This is a 75% form factor, not a split design, so it's very compact if you want to travel with it. Build quality is fantastic. It's got a very solid plastic shell for the base. It's got a very solid top metal deck, and it has a removable skirt similar to that of the LTC Nimbleback. So if you do want to repaint this, you don't need to take everything apart. You just pop that skirt off, spray paint it, and throw it right back on. Get yourself some new keycaps, and boom, you have yourself a totally different colored keyboard, which is very cool. Now, as far as colorways, you can get this in either black or white. But one of the biggest things with this is it is wireless, and it is quite good at being wireless. This is a keyboard that I have used a ton, and actually the keyboard that I've been using over my move into the new house, and that's because it's just so dang reliable, and the battery life lasts for freaking ever. I don't think I've charged it once in the last 2 months. That's crazy, and I use it all the time. You can see it in all my Type-C tech videos. Okay, so moving on with the battery and all that stuff, it has connections with 5 different devices via Bluetooth, which is great. The Bluetooth is actually pretty dang reliable. The only thing I don't like about it is it takes a little bit when you tap it to come on. But if you want to game with it, use the 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle, and there you have a higher polling rate because it's using that USB dongle rather than Bluetooth. So that's also awesome. You want to game wirelessly? You absolutely can, and you should on this. But if you do want to run it in wired mode, this uses a USB-C for connection and charging. But when it is plugged in with that USB-C, you have 2 USB Type A's that you can plug in a mouse, a keyboard, another keyboard. Interesting. Yeah, you could do that. Or you could plug in your headset, or you could charge your phone. It's gonna charge slowly, but you definitely could do it. That's a very cool thing to have. Now, as far as switches, this comes in red, brown, or blue switches. Now, these are not the best switches, but this is made to be modded, and that's why it's fully hot swappable with 3 and 5 pin switches. The stabilizers can be modded to sound like perfection. They can be modded to sound so good, it's ridiculous, and they don't look like they're high-end stabilizers. So if you're gonna get this keyboard, it's good out of the box, but it's absolutely incredible when you mod it. But again, previously $79.99, but on sale for $63.99. So if you wanna pick an RK84 up, if you've been eyeing it, this is the time to get it. But let's move on to number one spot. And that is the Redragon K530 Pro, typically retailing for $69.99, but on sale for $47.99. That is a substantial discount. Now, right off the bat, this is a 60% keyboard with excellent build quality. The case is a single piece plastic shell. It's very modern, it's very attractive. I've said it a million times, I love it. It's a timeless design. It's not too gamery, but at the same time, it's not too not gamery. You could take this into the office, but you could also game on it and it would look the part. Now, this comes in white or black, which is great. I prefer the white variant a million times out of a million times, but that's all up to personal preference. I think Redragon does white keyboards very well. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on with K530 Pro, but the first thing is this is fully wireless. So it has a battery inside of it, and with the Pro model, the upgraded model, which is the Pro model, they upgraded this to not only be Bluetooth, where you can connect up to a bunch of different devices, but there's also added a 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle. So if you want to game on your keyboard wirelessly, you can, and I've done it, and it's very good. And that was a huge upgrade for the Pro. On top of that, it has the best controls, I think, for any budget keyboard, not budget, but it's on the side. It's very easy to read. You can switch between either wired, Bluetooth, or the 2.4 gigahertz USB dongle, and then you can switch to on or off. Now, you can also use USB-C for connection or for charging. You're probably gonna use it for charging. But continuing on with that, one of my favorite things about the K530 Pro is the absolutely amazing RGB. This has maybe the best RGB in this price point, and especially in the price point today. The RGB is super bright. It's very vibrant. You got a ton of different modes, static colors, rainbow, whatever you want. It's bright, it's vibrant. If you want to put pudding keycaps on here or some sort of very RGB keycap, which I have been tempted to do that since I got my K530 Pro, you can absolutely do that. I did tests with pudding keycaps, I did tests with clear keycaps, and they look absolutely fantastic on the K530 Pro. So if you do like a lot of RGB, this absolutely has it, and a ton of customizability at that. Let's move on to the switches. This has a choice between red, brown, or blue switches. These are Altemu switches. I prefer the reds. If you're a gamer, you're gonna prefer the reds. Browns are tactile, blues are clicky. Choose whatever you want there. I prefer the reds. The sound of the keyboard out of the box is quite good. The stabilizers are also quite good, but that's not it. Maybe you don't like the sound just a little bit, and maybe you don't like the feel just a little bit, so you wanna upgrade it? Well, guess what? Now you can. One of the first, if not the first, Redragon keyboard to ever add full hot swap ability to its PCB. So this is fully hot swappable with 3 and 5 pin switches. You want to put any switch you want or upgrade this in the future. It's future proof, and this can be modded to sound like a fully custom keyboard, which is awesome. But out of the box, this is also a very functional and a very nice keyboard. If you want to travel with it, or if you want to put it on your desk, this is absolutely fantastic. And for a new price of $47.99 from almost $70 list price, 1 cent away from $70 list price, now at $47.99. That is a good deal. But again, if you want to check out any of the 5 keyboard deals or the Akko keycaps or the Akko switches, there are Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But this was Consumer Tech Review. I hope I helped you guys find some good Prime Day deals, and I'll see you guys in the next video.